Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Book Review Monday. Wait a minute. Something feels wrong here. I think it's time for a change. Much better. So what's up for everyone? I hope everyone's doing good. I have a new book review to talk about, so let's get started. Before I start, I did have like a little bit of stuff to actually mention beforehand, because sometimes you just get, sometimes I feel like I need to explain a couple of things first before I like, not really before, sorry, I'm messing all this up. I really just wanted to explain like my process and everything before I get into this review. I just wanted to give like a little insight of how far I post these reviews. Like, for example, this one that I'm filming, you probably won't see until like the beginning of June. So you probably won't actually see this video until the beginning of June. Because all of the Mondays so far in the month of May are already set to for Book Review Monday. So yeah, so like keep in mind, I film all of these like weeks prior, and like weeks in advance. And you know, I have a few books that I've received ARCs for, so I'm currently reading those. And then after I'm done with the book, I write up my full review, full book report basically, and then I film it, and then I edit it, and then I schedule it to when it goes live. And I usually do it like, you know, obviously you get these ARCs weeks in advance to when the release date goes, or release date is. And so when I get my books, when I get the ARC, I wait a couple of weeks out of respect for the author and the readers and everything who love that author's work. I give them like plenty of time. I usually give them like 2 weeks or so. But because of all the videos that I already have, this review for the new book by Carrie Aarons called Kiss and Fake Up, this review is going to be going live in like June. So I'm filming this right now I'm filming this actually in May, but it won't go live until June because I just have so much stuff going on. So on that note, let's go ahead and just get into this review. So I've already reviewed a few of Carrie Aarons' books. They're all up on my page. I'll try to link them up in the cards and down below for you in the description box. Some of them might not be on the channel. They might actually be on my blog page on Facebook, which I'll actually link down below too if you're interested in following me on social media. So let's go ahead and get into the blurb, and then recap, review, and then rate the book overall. The summer was supposed to be an escape from the city, and the demons lurking within it. Too bad the minute I arrive at the beach house I'm sharing Too bad the minute I arrive at the beach house I'm sharing with friends, the guy I swore I'd never talk to again in my life walks through the door. Now I'm not only stuck hiding out from an ex who won't leave me alone, but with someone who screwed me over before he could even be considered an ex. That's right, 2 years ago, Campbell Whitlock double booked me on our 4th date. As in, had a girl show up at the table where he was feeding me off his own fork and barely disguising it as foreplay. Meanwhile, my head and heart had been completely on board to make our relationship more serious. But a leggy blonde foiled that plan, and I've hated him on sight since. The ex-Marine turned millionaire restaurateur didn't even have the decency to follow me with an apology as I ran out of his own establishment. It's just my luck that I'm forced to room next door to my nemesis, who couldn't be acting more like a saint if he tried. And then the impossible happens. My ex hunts me down to deliver loaded threats and the fear I thought I'd left behind in Manhattan. Who is the only person to witness it? Campbell, of course. His apology tour apparently extends to offering himself up as my fake boyfriend and to scare off my stalker. While the plan is moronic and means having and to spend more time with him, the danger I feel is real. Having a Hulk intimidating boyfriend, fake or not, might be exactly what I need. With every passing day, pretend date, emotional gaze, and midnight run-in, our relationship starts to feel less like a deal and more like something very similar to the connection I thought we had years ago. Even though I promised myself I'd never give him a second chance. But what happens when the person protecting me starts to feel like the one I want to trust forever? And how will I recover if his favor was done only to gain forgiveness instead of a chance of falling in love? So the first time we meet Heather, she is waiting for her fourth date with Campbell to start. He is running late. When he finally makes it, she is happy to see him, and they start out with wine and then starting to eat their food and everything, but they are interrupted by a woman who calmly comes up to their table, and she claims that Campbell had invited her to have drinks with him at his restaurant that night. So Heather is hurt by it, and I don't blame her for feeling like she's hurt. They had a small fight, to which we see that Campbell wasn't clear if they were exclusive and boyfriend and girlfriend, and Heather did feel like something was happening with them, between them. Therefore you communicate. This is why communication is key. The story fast forward to 2 years later, and Campbell and Heather and their mutual friends are at a vacation in a home in the Hamptons. Bougie. Bougie. Immediately, tension between Campbell and Heather is very evident. I do have to commend Campbell, though, for actually for owning up for what he did and apologizing to Heather for it. Because he does ask for her to not make their friends uncomfortable with whatever grudge she wants to hold against him while they're there. Which I'm happy that he said something. I'm happy that he said some things. And Heather did talk to one of their friends, and her friend tells her to just relax and enjoy the vacation. But her friend does tell her to just get over this, because it's not good for her to hold a grudge when when it's been such a long time. Like, there's no use for it. So after Heather has a conversation with her friend Molly at a bar, she goes to Campbell to let go of this grudge and make amends with him, and accepts his apology. While at the bar, she hears her name being called, and she turns around and she sees that it's her ex-boyfriend named Anthony. She immediately whispers help and Campbell, of course, hears her, and he just gives her a very nice kiss on the lips right in front of Anthony, which doesn't sit too well with him. And we find out that Anthony and Heather's relationship wasn't good. He would find ways to stalk her, like wanting to know where she was every day. He also invaded her privacy by watching her through cameras that he had in his apartment. He tracked her phone. Like, the fact that he found her in the Hamptons with her friends is no coincidence. And she told Campbell she has never put a restraining order on Anthony, which we find out later on that's probably not a good thing. Anyway, Heather tells Campbell that she intends to stay for the rest of the summer in the Hampton house because before she goes back to her life. And when he asks her if she could stay with a friend or something because it's obvious he's worried for her safety because of Anthony, she says she doesn't want to stay with friends since they are married and she doesn't want to intrude. Like, she's kind of, I'm not going to say she's oblivious, but she doesn't want to acknowledge that she's in danger. Like, and Campbell decides to stay in the house for the rest of the summer too, and, you know, he decided to stay because he was concerned for Heather's safety, knowing that her ex is out there. You know, one of the things I did want to point out is I have to commend a character for doing something I would like to try. In one of the chapters of the book, Heather says she is trying to break away from social media for 3 months. Honestly, I would love to try that. However, I don't know if I'd be able to make it through a day because I have my blog page, I have my channel on here, but I mean, would it count if I only go on my blog and go only on my channel and then that's it? Maybe? Possibly? I don't know, but I could try escaping in the social media for just a day and just see what happens and just go from there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, Heather and Campbell talk one night with dinner. Campbell tells her the story of his military training. He explains his family's connection to the military and how he was supposed to be a SEAL. However, he didn't pass one of the training tests, and because of that he became a failure in his father's eyes, and who is a respected military man. Heather feels stunned to know that all of the assumptions she had about Campbell in the first place weren't accurate at all. He showed his fears, showed his vulnerability to her, and it's making her see him in a different light. Heather tells Campbell she wants to freeze her eggs just in case. He never knew that she wanted to be a mom, and Heather never really tells everyone her personal life, but they all end up finding out eventually. At one point, Heather tells Campbell about her relationship with Anthony, since Campbell told her about his military training and feeling like a failure. They kind of agree to be dating in public, so if they do see Anthony again, he gets the point and moves on. That's the plan, at least. However, Anthony continues to stalk Heather. He sends her a text after seeing Campbell and Heather get into a fight, basically saying that he doesn't believe that she loves Campbell, and that she'll always love him, just Anthony. And Campbell sees him and shoves him up against a wall, destroying his phone, just doing basically trying to tell him to back off, and even threatens to call the cops on him and everything. And Anthony sends Heather more text messages saying that he will see her soon, just being such a creep. You know, while the stalker stuff is happening, Campbell and Heather realize they have true feelings for each other, and they decide to give this a real shot, since it did, despite the fact that it had blew up in their faces a few years ago. And, you know, they profess their love to each other, making it even more real. Their love bubble is popped when Anthony does something dangerous and someone dies. But who? Well, in true soap opera form, I'm gonna leave it at that. Sorry. It's way more fun this way. Sorry guys. But I will say Carrie Aarons did a great job, and in all honesty, with the added in stalker plot added into the original storyline, it gave this book 5 stars from me, and I'm happy with it. Before I go, I might be changing up a little bit on my channel, just changing it up just a tiny bit on it. Once I figure out a couple of more things to do, but so stay tuned for that. Thank you to Grace Promotions and Carrie Aarons for providing an ARC for me. So please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. It's free. That's my favorite F word. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.